All right, so let me read you something here, and I want you to react to it. There's kind of an embarrassment of riches in the NBA right now. There's going to be a huge increase in broadcast revenue and a huge increase in digital rights revenue. And the average salary, Doug, the average salary in the NBA now, you know what it is?
I haven't got a clue.
It's
really.
about $5.2 million. That's the average salary in the
Before you
NBA.
go, ask him what he signed in the ABA, how much he got paid, because I actually
What'd you
remember.
sign for in the ABA?
In the ABA,
Yeah,
my
well-
first year with New Orleans, I got 20,000.
And that was considered.
That was big.
That was
money.
straight salary. No such thing as a signing bonus back then, right?
Well, actually, they gave Larry and I. Yeah, we did get a sign. Well, it wasn't called a signing bonus back then, but they told us the league was never going to last. And,
Nice.
And so when we first went down to New Orleans, Larry and I, and we signed. They gave us $5,000 bonus. The both of
That's
us,
not
and
bad.
we ran to the bank, cashed that check, and said, maybe it'll last.
All right. So with all that money flowing into the league now, the salary cap, they say by the year 2016-17, which is 2 years from now, they say the salary cap is going to go from 68 million, what it is right now, to over $90 million, which means teams are going to start stealing big players, big time players from other teams because they're going to be offering huge amounts of money, and the large market teams could become very dominant again because the small market teams might not be able to keep up. Do you think you could handle players now who are making $5.2 million a year? How difficult do you think that is?
I don't know. I haven't got a clue, but
When you sat on the
they were
bench with
stealing
George,
players from when I played in Italy back in the '60s. The good teams, the best teams, just took teams off the other teams and
Because they could
paid
pay
them.
more.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they took the best players and paid them more. I mean, that's what everybody does now. It's not coaching in basketball now. I think it just gets a lot tougher, and it was a lot easier back in my day.
Do the players listen, Doug? I mean, you're not far removed from the
it just
bench.
depends on what team you got and who you got. Like, for instance, give you a great example. Popovich. Popovich is a great coach, and he's got control of the team. They listen to him. He can. He's just built that team to where it's no problem, no matter how much money they make. And guys like Duncan will take less in their salary to get more players. That's the type of team they've created. So there is possibilities, but all in all, everybody gets more and more spoiled. So it's pretty tough to
handle.
pretty tough.
Yeah.
to
You were
handle,
talking about
yeah.
Doug and handling players. I think he can handle players today because I remember distinctly, and the players would remember, is he wouldn't yell at Alex English because Alex English couldn't take yelling at. So he would yell at the player next to Alex English, so hoping that was true. You knew on players like Hanslick that you could jump
Or
on,
Danny
and they could
Shays,
that he would yell at another player
Yeah.
to get the word to a player that he felt like needed that kind of advice. So I think he could have adjusted, to whoever was involved.
Yell at the
Yeah,
stiffs.
Yell at the
we
stiffs.
had Dan Issel on the program a couple of weeks ago, and I told him I thought one of the greatest trades in history of basketball that people don't pay attention to was when you guys traded away Kiki Vandeweghe, who I loved and loved. That was
To
one
Portland.
of the great
Yeah.
steals. Talking about stealing players, 4 players and a draft choice that turned out to be, I think, Blair Rasmussen.
Two
But-
draft
Two
picks.
draft choices.
But Thad Lever, Calvin Nat,
Wayne Cooper.
and who was the
No,
Those were the three
those
players.
three, and then the two.
Yeah, the
draft
first round
choices.
draft pick that turned out to be Blair Rasmussen, and the second rounder that turned out to be Willie White.
I just thought that was
It was a
and
steal.
No,
Kiki-
that was a great trade, and I, like you, I love Kiki. Kiki is one of the all-time best. It was tough to give him up, but for that many and that quality of player, I mean, it was
Because
no-brainer.
that might have been your best team, wasn't it?
Yes, it was the best team. That next year is we had a legitimate shot.
Yeah, and Calvin Nag got hurt, I think.
Calvin got hurt.
Fat got hurt? Didn't they both
We
have
had
pumps?
Alex got hurt in the playoffs. I
Broke
think.
his thumb.
And, is that what it
Yeah,
was?
Alex broke his thumb.
Yeah, that was a great team. The team that went to Portland when you guys first went in the NBA and lost to Portland was, in my mind, a team that could have won the NBA championship that year. You're looking at me funny.
I am looking at you funny because I'm thinking that's. I wasn't there.
Well, that's probably why you. That's probably why it was a great
That's why
team.
they had a chance.
Well, that was.
By the way, a lot of people think
Had you
Vince-
gone to San Antonio at that point? That was a team.
Yeah, I
that,
must have because
It was 70.
we never played
70,
Portland in the playoffs.
77. Well, but you had some. You
I
had
came. I went to San Antonio from '76 to '80.
Yeah, I must have him tell one story. You're doing the business, talking about dealing with players and stuff. There was a coach, there was an owner of a team in San Antonio that,
Talking about Red McCombs?
that Doug was going to get fired. There were some circumstances where you were going to get fired, and he was afraid you were having a heart attack, or you were afraid he was having a heart
Oh
attack.
no,
You remember
that wasn't Red. In
That's
fact, Red was not only my owner in San Antonio; he was the
So,
owner here
yeah.
in Denver.
Wasn't there
Red
some guy though
was a
that
great
where,
owner.
where
What's the
you,
heart attack
you
story?
thought the owner, or he
that's
thought
a story
you were?
that I'm not going to tell. That person has passed away, and it's not a terrible,
Terribly
tellable-
funny story?
Not a tellable story.
Okay.
Oh, I thought all of your stories were tellable.
All right, that
I said, but I must tell you, because he played under Babe McCarthy, and I were walking down the street in Utah, and we're going to a movie because there were no shoot-arounds, and there's a guy laying in a gutter, and he reaches his pocket, puts $20 out of his pocket in the guy's pants, and I said, well, that's really nice of you, baby. He said, I take care of all those old ABA referees.
That would be
$20.
Babe.
That was Babe.
And that wraps up the business of sports, brought to you by Citywide Banks, a family-owned, Colorado-focused business bank. They have 12 locations across Denver and Boulder, and they have more than 25 services that your business needs. They also are a passionate supporter of more than 150 Colorado charities each year. Citywide Banks, where this show does its banking.
And you,